Hello, friends, and welcome to me trying something that I don't know if I will like. A stealth Metroidvania. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been following this for a long time, Season the Sandfox. It looks great. It's got great pixel art. It's an interesting premise, and I do like stealth games on occasion. Mark of the Ninja was wonderful. But Metroidvanias for me, and I've said this before, so I'm very quickly going to go over it again. Metroidvanias for me revolve around three pillars: combat, exploration of fantastic, amazing, interesting areas, and the abilities that enable you to do that. Now, stealth games don't tend to have, in my opinion, amazing combat. They can do, but they very rarely do. So we're going to see exactly how this works. For me, there was a bit of an issue getting the game to run at the right resolution on the right screen. I haven't got any further than this. I've just looked at the options. Focus behavior, visibility indicator. I'm going to put that on. Yeah. It does give you the... No, not that. No, not that either. It gives you the option of choosing your button style, which I very much appreciate. I wish more games did that. Let's just start. Love.
The city of stories. A jeweled city, resplendent in the desert sun. Safe among the shifting sands. But sunset brings a fearful rumor to the bazaar. The impossible has come to pass. An Armuzi army has crossed the desert and prepares to lay siege. Amidst the whispers, a lone figure hurries towards the palace.
Now, for those of you at home, you are going to see the full screen. Because OBS, I can clearly see it on my second monitor, OBS is capturing this just fine. But if you see where my the player character's head is, on my actual screen, it's literally just his head bobbing at the bottom. And it is cut off at the right. If you see the archway in the back, you see the pennant on the hanging pennant, not the one on the spire at the top. The hanging pennant on the right hand side of the arch, it is cut off there as well. So I'm going to hazard a guess that this is running at 1440p. No. What am I trying to say? It looks like 1440p as the display, but it's running at 4K. That makes no sense. Hold on. Okay. Right, will this work? Oh. There we go. There we go. I now can see the entire screen. Yeah, so clearly we've got some issues in terms of how the game is displaying. Right, we have a jump on X. Circle is crouch. Triangle is nothing. Square is nothing. L1, L2, R1. R2 is run. It's a toggle. R3 moves us around. Click R3 does nothing. No, right stick moves the camera. R3 does nothing. Left stick moves the character. L3 does nothing. A game by Cardboard Sword. Game is made in Unreal Engine. Okay, I have to say it, but in terms of first impressions, does it look like we're sliding as we walk? No, it's not an issue when we're running, but it looks like we're sliding. Ooh, wall running. And the pixel art is wonderful. Oh, I didn't try any of the menus, did I? Select does nothing. Start. Which brings up the menu. Save points? No? Hall of the World, the Palace of Karaman. Lots of NPCs knocking around. Okay, you don't actually need to hold R2 to run if you are already running. Okay, I assume that is for avoiding guards. Music is good. Why is the sigil there? Banquet halls. And the idea of a stealth Metroidvania is an interesting. Oh no, that is in fact a cat. Okay. Look like a dog to me. The Star Watch.
Shh. Shh. Lie quiet and I'll tell you truth. You know, of course, that we were surrounded by a vast army.
I did know this.
That Fennec, the Sandfox, had great concern for our bright city. Such concern that he paid a visit to his friend the king to offer aid. You know that when the king was murdered, the Sandfox was blamed and dragged from that place in chains.
That's unfortunate timing.
He was brought to the great hall before a grief-stricken court, and that the queen took his glass dagger.
Oh dear.
And she buried it in his heart.
Oh dear.
Smiled, knowing how her treachery could never be revealed.
But wait.
For no one can live who has felt the kiss of a glass dagger of the Kashai. The body was dropped deep, deep into that pit they call Traitor's Fall.
But he survived.
All of this, but you do not know what happened next.
Oof.
The Sandfox was weary and in pain. No one is unchanged by the traitor's
He's
fall.
got a dagger in the heart. How is he alive?
But the Kashai had a duty. The queen had transgressed.
What?
And was marked for death.
Fell into the story? Well, that makes no sense. Ooh.
Every muscle ached, but the Sandfox felt strength returning.
How? Why? I'm sorry, I need a little bit more in terms of how we survived that after having a fucking dagger shoved through our hearts. I don't care if it was a mystic glass dagger, it's still a fucking dagger and it's still a heart.
A guard, hide.
Okay, so walking in any way, shape or form gives us noisy feet.
The traitor's fall had taken its toll, but still, the Sandfox could leap like no other. To hang by the fingertips, to climb to great heights. Such were the skills of the Kashai.
I thought the dagger
The
was...
Sandfox could not run along the walls. Not yet, at least.
What's with the little symbol? Is it,
Torchlight was risky if watchers were close. Kashai were adepts of the shadows. The surest way to win is to avoid the fight. These were only thugs, the lowest of the low. Yet the Sandfox could not match them for brute strength.
Uh-huh. Oops.
Ancient waterways, ruined from the time of Empress Sharzad. Princes of Karaman had harnessed the water to their own devices.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this door peak option is actually doing for us. I feel like it would probably be a better idea to not give us the option. No. That's not what I pressed at all. There we go.
Kashai could not survive a fall from too great a height.
Okay, so there will be fall damage from specific distances.
The Sandfox sensed danger nearby. The well-trained Kashai could pinpoint unseen threats easily if they stood still and listened closely.
Okay, so when we've got this stance, we can actually see a little compass.
The air smelled of stagnant water and mold.
Nice. Mantle lift.
The Sandfox slipped out of sight.
Okay, so we've got a constant narrator.
The fortress was old, and many keys were lost or turned to rust. The Sandfox needed to find other means to tackle such locks. The Sandfox enjoyed the chance to test skills that had grown rusty.
Hello.
Oh, thanks, Shamash. I've been stuck here for days, said the woman.
The elevator is on a higher level. I cannot bring it down. Please, can you help?
It sounded like there were 4 different voices in there.
The woman sighed. I cannot go back to my friends, not with the elevator still above.
Ah, there's our map. Right. What can we say about the map? We've got a general kind of outline. Reasonably expansive looking worlds. Not entirely sure how areas are going to be connected up just yet. But see, it goes on a ways. There's no zooming. This is as good as it gets. What are these? Spores. Yes, anyway, my concerns.
Shazad's fortress had collapsed long ago and left routes impassable to all but the most skilled of climbers.
Well, that's not me. I was going to say something, I've already forgotten what it was.
How lucky. The guard was asleep, and their key was ripe for the picking. These guards, the Sandfox observed, had the good sense to wear a helmet. Knocking them out would be impossible.
Not often we have a game where we need to close the doors after us. Oh, we might not need to for this either. I'll get through there. I do like the way the world kind of greys out. Oh.
Weapon of stealth. With
Knockout,
this, the
unaware
Sandfox
enemies.
could deal with the guards, so long as they were unaware.
Okay. There's no key, but I'm assuming green is ways that we can go, red is ways that we cannot.
Many sins of the kingdom wash down these drains.
Do they stay unconscious?
The Sandfox slipped out of sight.
I'm wondering if I can cosh the guy as he's coming past. Nope, I can do that.
Strange cries echoed through the walls. The Sandfox had never heard a sound so lamentable yet preposterous.
Oh, hello, friends above us. No. Okay, so we just get one shots. Last checkpoints. The Sandfox died. Oh, wow. So, hard checkpointing. Hard checkpointing. Black mark.
Many sins of the kingdom wash down these drains.
Don't know whether I actually need to crouch.
Strange cries echoed through the walls. The Sandfox had never heard a sound so lamentable yet preposterous.
Well, that didn't work, did it? Why can I not? It wouldn't let me drop down, which is, you know, super helpful.
This place had been a storm drain in the days of Sharzad when the gods sent bountiful rain. Sandfox came to an encounter they would later recall fondly. Here was a place of safety. So it's true. The bandaged girl paused, eyes
The bandaged girl.
Sandfox. Well, if you'd told me, I wouldn't have believed it. But here you are. welcome. You must have many stories. A grin crossed her face. I'd love to hear them, but first let me tell you about this place. It is not like others you have been to. No one has it good down here, do they? Not the prisoners, not the rats, not even the Underkings, really. Still, it beats a stint in the iron hold.
I'm still trying to figure out how we're still alive.
Enough about this place. Tell me what you've been up to. Any new stories, fox friend? Tell me your story, fox friend.
Okay, so we don't have...
Among the drains and the rat catchers, the Sandfox knew they could relax their guard.
We don't have voice acting. We have a narrator.
There can't be anywhere worse than here, the unhappy man said. I swear, if I have to eat another rat...
Okay.
The ugly man must be one of the Underkings. They had been a power in the prison for years. No chance, said the ugly man. You're one of them filthy rat catchers, or at best a darkling. You've nothing we want.
Map updated. Steal a bribe. Ride the lift. Fast travel. Steal a bribe.
The man was muttering ominous words about monsters in caves. The Underkings have it so easy, the bitter woman said. I've lost my beloved pet rat, the shaggy-faced man cried, his breath thick with the smell of burnt meat. It escaped down to the rat runs. Won't you bring it back to me?
Okay, so quests and objectives for those quests get marked on the map. Is this a hint for some kind of power later?
Kashai training taught how to open locks, but the Sandfox needed tools to do so. Since being thrown in here, I can only play in minor keys, said the player.
Okay.
Ah, that smell. Rust.
The rat runs.
crumbling
Ooh, I
stone.
see a thing. Pole swing. Oh, what? Oh, okay. That's really unclear as to what that is. I'm not used to having to press circle and down to do stuff.
Kashai foot wraps, shod with resin and nails. Old, but still wearable. The Sandfox could make good use of these.
Wait, why are we not able to do that already?
With new footwear and a turn of speed, the Sandfox could scale the sheerest wall. The Sandfox knew that now the wall here would be no obstacle.
Indeed. But I kind of want to go and fetch the pet rats. Wonder if we can get to it. Oh, we can't actually get to it because there's no way of... Hold on. No. Oh, I'm assuming that thing at the bottom of the screen is darkness versus light. Yeah. It's interesting that there's an indicator because I know I turned it on. But actually it's kind of obvious. Okay, so we've got a very kind of Prince of Persia style parkour.
Empress Sharzad had once been the marvel of the world, yet now her name was all but forgotten. The Sandfox had heard rumors of the dangerous cult, who dressed in yellow robes. Some said it was a new religion, but none knew anything of their purpose or who they served.
I like that the camera lets us see so much.
The Sandfox hid away.
You saw nothing. Now. Okay, that's... I don't know whether that's how that's supposed to work, but it seems a bit weird. Hello, friend.
It is good to see a friendly face, said the man. Have you seen Navid? He wandered off with something of mine.
I have not seen Navid. Are these going to be skill points? Seals. A cylinder seal depicting ancient Kashai text.
This was a learned work of Parvain, a Kashai and noted alchemist. Here she detailed the construction of the giant golden statue of the suffering man at the port of Zeraj.
Is this... Looks like it's supposed to be a lever, but... how am I supposed to get out of here? Oh, can I just... No, I can't reach up there. Oh, can we climb? We can climb the pillar.
These ramshackle structures were all that was left of the Bridge of Knives.
See,
Somewhere
that's
beyond lay the mausoleum, all dust, bones, and unquiet spirits.
The pace, as expected, is rather slow.
The cultists disquieted the Sandfox. More than ever, the shadows were the Sandfox's friend. The fortress was old, and many keys were lost or turned to rust. The Sandfox needed to find other means to tackle such locks.
You see nothing. Right, they can't be knocked out because they're wearing helmets. Yeah, this is very much a puzzle game, realistically. Yes, it does have some... Well, I don't want to say it's got combat elements, because I think that might be a little bit of a stretch.
Once more, the Sandfox could relax. Traitors fall. The Sandfox shuddered at the memory. Now that the Sandfox could scale sheer surfaces, old haunts, they were taught to be nimble, the Kashai. Even as a child, the Sandfox knew the trick of sliding down a wall and jumping from it. Exhausted, the Sandfox called upon years of training.
Yes, that was clearly years of training. Yeah, see, what it doesn't tell you there is that you need to hang from the edge first.
This had the stillness of a place of worship.
Oh, good. Zombies.
Brilliant light-capped mushroom spores illuminated the darkness, ever so slightly cheering the usually gloomy underworld.
Oh. Huh.
The Sandfox knew there was nothing to fear from the simple mushroom pickers.
Hello, simple mushroom picker.
Welcome, honored Alfenic, the bearded man.
Darklings.
Said, we Darklings are adherents of your ancient predecessor, Jarbu. May we be treated to a demonstration of your skills? The Darkling smiled.
Skills.
Cross the crags and precipices of our domain. I shall await you on the other side with a gift from your predecessor.
The water smell was stronger here. The Sandfox tasted spores of old dank mold.
Hopefully this isn't timed. Hopefully this is just a test of showing you where to go.
The hooded figure's eyes widened. Alfenic of the Gashai, you are welcome here, Sandfox. It is long since we saw one of Jarbu's kin. You are welcome, honored Alfenic.
Okay, so these are actually to light our way.
The Sandfox had never seen such darkness, and never would.
No? Da 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 da.
The Darkling bowed. Ahead lies
A tool
our
of
most valued
Jarbu.
possession. A tool of Jarbu. As Jarbu's successor, it is rightfully yours. Take it with our blessing.
Lockpicks. Oh,
Fine set of tools.
I'm correct.
By a Kashai artisan. With these, no common door could bar the Sandfox.
And use it straight away. Got a timing minigame.
Time for caution, the Sandfox thought.
Oh, I'd like to run at the wall, thank you. Fail.
And in the vase, the Sandfox could not be seen. It made them quite angry.
He is wearing a helmet, yes. I thought it might be a hat. It's not. It's a helmet. If it looks like it protects the head, it's...
Time for caution, the Sandfox thought.
Oh, hello, friend.
The Sandfox hid away.
Clunk, clunk. Interesting. So if I don't...
The Underking's guards were not the brightest, but even so, the Sandfox had to be careful.
Oh, huh. I'm assuming there's multiple paths here. Oh. So, why did putting out a torch wake up that guard? Really doesn't make any sense to me.
Cries of panic echoed through the shaft from above. And something even worse. Silence. Once more, the Sandfox could relax.
So it tells us that when we're in safe areas where there's not going to be any kind of combats. So, red... Oh, so it keeps locked doors on the map. I wonder if they'll get relocked later on. Ahoy!
I found my friends, the woman said.
Yay!
Half an hour in their company was enough. I think I prefer the solitude. The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor. The woman nodded. You have my thanks.
How are you returning the favour?
She said, here, let me return the favor. The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor. The tunnels twisted back on themselves, but the Sandfox was serene, knowing that the straightest path is often the most foolish. Rats ran rampant in the dark. The Sandfox knew the rat catcher's lost pet would here be found.
What? There we go.
Rats skittered beneath the Sandfox's feet. All that was necessary was to reach down and grab one.
Huh. Okay, so there's a chunk of snap to the marker, which is
in tow. It was time for the Sandfox to return. To the shaggy-faced man.
okay.
The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor.
What it was?
The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor. The shaggy-faced man smiled hungrily at the rat.
Oh, nice.
There you are, my delicious friend. My thanks to you, Sandfox. If you happen to see another runaway friend, he said between bites, do bring them back here after I've finished my meal.
Okay.
This place smelled of desperation, amongst other things.
This place was a prison. The inmates were worse than the guards. The Sandfox sensed danger nearby.
I mean, the stealth gameplay is straightforward, but works. Apparently that doesn't want to wall jump. That's not what I wanted to do, is it? Oh, there's a door there. Yeah, the controls are very functional, but they feel a little bit convoluted. They're quite specialised for... Naturally, they're the type of game that we are playing.
The Sandfox could smell flour, sweetmeats, coffee. The Under King's storehouse must lie nearby, muttering, and the sound of heavy boots beyond the door. Inside the box, the Sandfox could not be seen.
It's a very special box. Yeah, I mean, I like taking out the guards. That's entertaining. Keep pressing the wrong button to get up off ladders, which really doesn't help. There's no stamina meter, is there, for hanging on?
The crawl spaces above were narrow, but the Sandfox could make good use of such a space.
Oh? Yes, it's really particular about how it wants you to angle the stick for various things.
The heavy footfall of well-armed guards. The Sandfox knew to be watchful here.
Ooh. A shiny. What is this? No, it keeps on snapping to the player icon.
A fine leg of meat from the Under King's store. The Sandfox was now wealthy enough to bribe the most diligent storekeeper.
can turn around now. Shit. What? Oh, I guess he actually got me. Yeah, so you don't actually need to be in stealth to do that. I was hoping I could pull them onto the... Huh. I was hoping that they'd just drop and die, but...
Inside the box, the Sandfox could not be seen. The Sandfox held a kind of fondness for the Underking's guards. In their small talk, they were so human, talking of meals, games, and other comforts. Within the vase, the Sandfox could not be seen.
Uh-huh. Huh. The game is really weird with its jump. Come on. Okay. Yeah, the standing jump is very, very odd. Now we need to go back up and over again. Yeah, just the height of it is very odd. I feel like I've not said much in this. I can very much applaud what they have done here without really enjoying it much.
The tightly wound writing is a missive from the baton. The gazelle, the handwriting is poor, written in a pained hand. It details a wound won from carelessness, which the gazelle fears will be their last. ugly man grinned. That delicious morsel will buy you entry. And my silence.
I'm trying to get...
Hear the clink of coin and the clank of tankard.
I'm trying to get to an interesting story point. Yeah, where something interesting has happened. 28% of the map uncovered in this one section. Oh. And the game has... No, the game hasn't crashed. There we go. Some updater thing popped up and minimised it because I've had to put it in window mode.
The man hiccuped and spilled wine onto his chest. The guard looked up at the Sandfox, eyes bloodshot. They say you've got a knack for getting into places. Perhaps we can make a deal. I've lost a lot of money on their stupid game. If you can sneak up there with this mirror, I'll be in your debt.
No. Yeah, it's very, very particular about...
Hands left no trace of blood behind.
About directions.
The ladder was held up by some sort of catch. The ingenious ladder unfurled as the catch was released.
Yeah, it's really particular about the wall jump as well. I would say that the controls are perhaps a little bit too particular. And yet also quite unresponsive when you want to be doing something particular.
Why does Roshan have the best looking security down here, you might wonder? Because Roshan only hires the best. I am under King Roshan. The man boomed from his pillows. I offer a royal reward to the one who humiliates Vashti's finest pit fighter.
Okay.
Deeper access to the Iron Hold.
Well, how are we going to do that? What with our utter inability to fight? Again, that was me trying to crawl into the space, but instead it dropped down.
Even with the fighters away to the pits, the smell of musk and sweat cloyed the air. I am Vashti, and you are useful. The woman grinned. I know a way above ground. and I'll share it with whomever defaces Roshan's portrait.
Okay. So, a great kind of reliance on side quests because of the nature of the game. I assume we're going to drop the chandelier on them.
The chandelier fell and fell straight onto the burly pit fighter's head, knocking him out cold.
Well, that was unfortunate. I don't know who'd want to do something like that.
The ladder slid smoothly down into place. And so the lights come down for Vashti's prized fighter. Roshan's belly quivered with laughter. So much for their winning streak. As promised, a key to the iron hold. Head through the storm drains. His lip curled into a cruel smile. Of course, our association must remain a strict secret. Not even my guards will know. So be watchful.
So, I think it's about time, possibly because I don't think I've really said much,
How can a disgraced queen's
To-
guard aid you?
to sum up with some
Of
impressions.
course. I secretly escorted Her Majesty to the stonemason. The bitter man paused. And my reward? False imprisonment. If you want information on the queen, then speak to the stonemason. And be watchful for the cowardly guard who threw me down into the depths.
I can very much see what they are going for here. And what they have done is expansive. And the systems all seem solid. And the pixel art is nice. And I'm just not having any real fun. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's cool knocking out guards with a blackjack, but I'm not really kind of like, oh yeah, this is super cool. This is
A prison managed by those banished underground. The din of tin cups clinking against endless bars filled the Sandfox's head. The prisoner howled from inside the cage, waking the sleeping guard. The door was protected by a keyway too thin for the Sandfox to pick. They knew a key must be nearby. The guard carried a key. Just this sort of thing the Sandfox was trained to take. With the Sandfox weighing it down, the cage began to descend.
yeah. I mean, I like the kind of constant narrator. It reminds me a lot of Bastion. But the trouble is, nothing particularly interesting is happening.
A terrible shriek echoed against the stone. The Sandfox knew to expect the guards.
Are you okay there, mate? You seem to be struggling.
Another guard with a key. The Sandfox knew what to do. The door was protected by a keyway too thin for the Sandfox to pick. They knew a key must be nearby.
So am I just sneaking past this guy to get his key? Yeah, I mean... That's a really obnoxious noise. Yeah, I mean, it's coming across as a decent and well thought out puzzle experience.
The brutes had been chosen to serve the Underkings for their strength, not their intelligence.
It looks like they... I can't tell whether the AI is bugging out or not. Yeah, something there just doesn't look like it's working properly. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this here. There's nothing wrong with this game. But I think it is going to be a case of it's good and it looks good, and if you like stealth games, you might want to try this. But I'm just not gripped by it. I'm not gripped by it, and it's quite interesting. Over the last few days, I have been playing through Axiom Verge again to do some map-related stuff for it, because it's one of the few games in my upper tiers that I haven't mapped. Axiom Verge came out in 2015, so a decade ago at this point. And I've had more fun in the few hours that I've been playing of that than I've had in the hour of this brand new game. Not because this game is bad, but because the pace of it is slow. The Metroidvania abilities so far are quite grounded rather than more interesting. You know, don't get me wrong, they're perfectly functional for the game and the type of game that it is. I'm just... It's just not grabbing me. It's not grabbing me, essentially. And I think probably from the amount of commentary or lack of commentary thereof, you've probably been able to guess that it's like, oh yeah, he's not really enjoying this. Not because it's bad, but just because I like games with combat. Frankly, you know, I like games to grip me, and there's a lot of kind of wandering around and side quests and stuff in this, and I feel like it's just going to be... I feel like it's going to be side quest heavy, and yet it's not really been story heavy. It's been very kind of simplistic in its storytelling, and I'm still, I think, a bit annoyed by the whole, you got stabbed in the heart and thrown down a massive pit, and yet somehow you're fine? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know it's a premise, it's a setup for the game, but... yeah. So the Siege of the Sandfox, folks, let me know, have you tried this for yourself? What did you think of it? It's going to be quite interesting watching this back, such as I do, in editing, just to see how little I actually said, because I kind of felt like I wasn't saying much. But I am a bit spaced out today. Hospital appointments this morning and so on and so forth. Messed me up a bit. So yeah. Have you tried it? What do you think? Have you played a lot more than I have? Because it's been out a day or so at this point. What grabbed you? What didn't grab you? I'm really intrigued actually on this one. I think this one's going to be pretty niche. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Anyway, stay safe, folks. Stay fabulous. Have a great day. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.